This is the book of Zephaniah 3 and verse 8, and it reads, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy."
And Iran and the tense encounters in the Persian Gulf. New video showing Iranian speedboats swarming U.S. Navy and Coast Guard ships. The U.S. Navy firing warning shots. Here's our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, tonight.
It was pitch black in the Persian Gulf as the armed Iranian patrol boats sped towards the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard vessels, ignoring multiple verbal warnings and blaring horns. It was not until the Iranians got within 68 yards of the U.S. vessels that the U.S. fired warning shots. That streak of light you see, that the three Iranian boats finally turned around. This is the second time this month that the Iranians have swarmed U.S. vessels, the U.S. Navy saying the Iranians are conducting aggressive, unsafe, harassing maneuvers without due regard for the safety of other vessels as required by international law. These two encounters, the first time Iranian boats have harassed the U.S. in over a year.
There are hardliners who don't want the nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran to succeed, so they're stepping up the pressure, trying to provoke a fight that will derail those talks.
And David, these aggressive and sudden encounters are exactly the kind that can lead to mistakes and escalation. David?
All right, Martha Raddatz. We'll see you here tomorrow night, Martha, for our coverage of the president.
All right, shalom to the hopeful elect. Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai. Call hello Yamla, Allah Yahweh Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Double honor to the elders and apostles who've labored faithfully in this truth and are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, Habayath Madawadah, the house of David. The brothers laboring to make their call of election sure. To you I say shalom, and also shalom to the Akim and Akwafim, who also listen and believe on Mashiach Yahushai. So this is Brother Sagallah coming back with a quick impromptu video, all through the spirit and power of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. So it's a quick impromptu video. I'm not going to make it too long. Just want to get into the fact that we see just a few days ago, as you see the premise of the lessons around this video, that says the Navy fires warning shots at Iranian vessels. And this was from 3 days ago. So this is what's going on in the Persian Gulf, which that region is over near the so-called Middle East, over near the Euphrates River, which is the Battle of Armageddon, which will be the site of the Battle of Armageddon, the start of World War III. So now, just wanted to jump into it. I started in the book of Zephaniah 3 and 8. I'm going to go back there. It says, "Therefore," Zephaniah 3 and 8, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord." The Lord is speaking to who? To the elect, to the believers, to Bakarim, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So we're patiently waiting on the Most High, because the Lord is going to take Yahushua to come back to give deliverance to the elect. We can't do it ourselves. We can't save ourselves. And we don't have the power, to fight against our enemy, because our enemy was made, to be destroyed by Yahushua. Because if you could perceive it, Isaac gave the blessing of Esau, the sword and the fatness of the earth. So it's going to be Yahushua that has to come back and take that blessing, from his estranged son that he gave that power to through the Spirit. For my determination, see, the Lord said he is determined. For his determination, I got that word determination here. Common definition.
Determination. Determination.
The word determination means firmness of purpose. It says resoluteness. So the firmness of purpose, meaning, having a purposeful mind, and being resolute, being stayed on something. It says to be resolved. Willpower. So the Lord's willpower. Single-mindedness. So this word single-mindedness, being a synonym of determination, shows that the Lord is completely focused on World War III being enacted to fulfill prophecy. It goes on to say sense of purpose. So your determination is your sense of purpose. So the Lord's, purpose is for the nations to fight in the Battle of Armageddon. Amagawan in the Hebrew. It also says purposefulness, intentfulness, decision. It says steadfastness. So the Lord is steadfast on fulfilling prophecy. which he's allowing these nations to continually rise up against each other. So this is another World War III, basically algorithm update. Tenacity. So this is, the tenacity, the tenaciousness of the Lord. It says staying power, strong-mindedness. So the Lord is strong-minded in making this happen. Who is going to offset the will of the Most High? Stubbornness. It says doggedness. So all of these synonyms go into, the fact that this is the Lord's will, the will of the Most High. Let's go back, Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey for my determination. So the will of the Lord is to gather the nations. And why is that? To fulfill prophecy, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine anger or mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord is going to bring down, these strongholds, and Esau, Edom being in rulership, and all the nations, being over the nation of Israel. So that is the will and the zeal of the Lord. So we had the word determination in there. I also want to get another word. The determination of the Lord brings to mind another word, and that's this word here that I want to get through the Spirit, which is the word gradualism. The Lord's determination is being done through the process of gradualism, meaning gradually. It's not rushed, it's measured. We're going to get that here in a second. So this is the word gradualism. The word gradualism is just the policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. This is the hypothesis that the evolution proceeds chiefly by the accumulation of gradual changes. So not things that are done, gradually, a little bit at a time. So the Lord is doing this. His determination is through the process of gradualism. So when he said he's determined, meaning he's going to gradually bring the change, not suddenly, all of a sudden. So the process of this has been going on for some time, because you've had troops in the so-called Middle East going back to the Persian Gulf War for 30 years. So that's the proof that this has been done through the process of gradualism. If the Lord wanted it to come all at once, it would just happen at once. So through the process of gradualism, we see, that the Lord is bringing change, and that he's bringing forth Yahweh Shai. So see if I can get some synonyms for gradualism. Some synonyms for gradualism. Let's see, this thing I want to give me none. So lock in. Some synonyms. Let's see. So some synonyms for gradualism. All right, let's just do it like this. Got gradualism here.
Gradualism.
Things that are done slowly. Slow and gradual changes that will happen. It says it goes into things being done slowly, basically, with the reason. The accumulation of quantitative changes. Things that are done slowly and quantitatively. Measured change. So things that are done slowly and measured. Now, why is that important? Let's get a few more precepts. So the Lord says his determination is to gather the nations. And why is that? Here goes another precept. This is the book of Revelation, Revelation 16:12. And it reads, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, which is in the Middle East, in the country of Iraq. And the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Let's go down to the point, verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, it says Armageddon, which is Armageddon, which is the mounting of the troops. So the Lord is gathering the nations. That's why he says determination is to gather the nations. To do what? To gather them to fight in the battle of Armageddon. Let's get another precept real quick, going into that. It's the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. Starting at verse 2, and it reads, I will also gather all nations. The Lord saying the same thing. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh-Shaphat, the mounting of the troops, or Salakia, down into Yahweh-Shaphat, the valley where the Lord judges, Yahweh-Shaphat being Yahweh judges. And where's that? In the Middle East, which is, near the river Euphrates, the Battle of Armageddon. All of these things is the same place. Joel 3:2, and I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat or Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people. The Lord is going to recompense the nations for what was done to the nation of Israel, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And that was during the Balfour Declaration. They scattered us among the nations going back to the time of 70 AD. And then they parted our land by giving that land over, unto the 1948ers. That was the Balfour Declaration. So for all that was done, the Lord is going to repay, the nations for doing this because they were Confederate. Now let's go down to the point again. Joel 3 in verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. So what the Lord is doing is preparing war. When you read in Jeremiah 50:21, it tells you a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And what is that? That's the Lord preparing war, getting the nations ready to do. To do what? To fight in the battle of Armageddon. The battle of Armageddon in Yahweh-Shaphat, in Jehoshaphat. The valley where the Most High judges, which is the Middle East. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords. All these nations now are turning to, heavy nuclear proliferation. They're all, racing to get, a nuclear bomb. Why? Because this is a biblical prophecy that the nations are going to fire on Babylon and various parts of the earth is going to be destroyed, in World War III. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So all these nations before that were insignificant, they were looked at as small, which goes into being insignificant. Now they're strong because they have what? The technology to shoot those ICBMs, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. See, the Lord says he's gathering all the heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither calls our mighty ones to come down. So the Lord is bringing all the nations together for the battle of Armageddon through the process of gradualism, which once again, that gradualism is going into things that are done gradually, not suddenly, because this process has been going on for a while. The accumulation of actions and things done, a measured response. The Lord has measured this out because there's a time for each and everything to be done, each and every prophecy to be fulfilled. So this is all measured. Scripture that comes to mind is, though it tarry, in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, wait for it will not tarry, it will surely come. So, we see the prophecies coming. 2nd Ezra's 9th chapter, we see part of the signs past. Just know it's the same time when the highest is coming to visit the earth, which he's made. Speaking of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, said to Yahweh Shai, to do what? To deliver the elect. So with that, I hope that was edifying to the hopeful elect. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are the true teachers of Israel today, and have labored faithfully in this truth. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, Habayath, Madawadah, the house of David. The brothers labor to make the calling of election sure, help us seal the elect of the nation of Israel for the return of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai is at hand, and to the Akim and Agwathium, who also listen and believe on Hamashiach Yahushai. To you I say Shalom. Shalom.